I closed my eyes. What was it that I had been doing all this time? Wasn't my whole life leading up to today? Did I fuck up? But now that I'm here, I know I failed. Mia, I'm sorry. Did I fuck up? Oh, I didn't. No. What was her voice? Not yet. Uh-huh? Maya? What? Object. Your only weapon. Are you okay, Nick? What's happening to me? I have to think. Wait, don't think. Act! Your Honor. I object. Tisk, tisk, tisk. No. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Nick? I don't know. His case is perfect. Oh no. God. It must exist. The second bullet. Nick is like on the verge of death and he's just hearing ghosts in his head or something. What? What did you just say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist? But where? Someone took it. Mia, you're cheating. It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It exists. What? Oh, we've just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? That bitch? I don't fucking know the murderer. The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer? I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet? But why? Huh? First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? The murderer didn't need it? Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. Had to take it? The murderer? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Oh my god, Mia, if you're gonna spend all this time trying to talk to me, at least give me the fucking answer. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Going to all this trouble to fucking talk to me as a ghost and you're just gonna fucking give me riddles. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. The murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But the murderer had to take that bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? For instance, what? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer? I was trying to figure out how it got to here. I forgot how it got to here and I'm just stupefied by it. The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head. What if that's what really happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer themselves was shot? And they left with the second bullet still inside of them? Thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime? Yeah, I guess that's how it would work, yeah. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from that elevator. Miles Edwards and Yanni Yogi were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside. Yeah, crazy, right? Huh? JK, unless. The two men fight inside the elevator. I don't know who's saying this. Trying to stop them. The boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges, and the bullet Ah! The bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Oh, bald man. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. You're not gonna take into consideration that there could have been cameras watching you or someone watching you, someone nearby? Wait a minute! Hold up! I just realized something. That elevator has been stuck for 5 hours. You would think that people had been working to like try to get it to work and open and stuff, right? You're telling me that when the doors opened, this person who shot off there was no one around him? Where were the people trying to save the people in the elevator? Where was the emergency people? That's stupid. Whatever. Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say.
What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer.
No one was wounded at the time of the incident? He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick! Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Marmor. Gregory Edward dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow! It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting. I just realized that he said that he has a granddaughter who has a dog named Phoenix. The man has kids? Who was the crazy person that married him? What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock? But took it because he was injured? Which would mean... It could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. You guys are just whispering this? It was Von Karma! Oh man! Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? It could literally be anybody though, right? It's not like if you're saying they came from outside, it could be anyone that was in that courthouse. Uh-oh, should I come out and say it now? Yeah, save it. Why would I save it for a better time? Your Honor, there's a suspect. One lone suspect. This is so... this is stupid. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect?
My hands are shaking.
What? Von Karma! Von Karma. You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor? The one standing right over there?
Bah!
You don't object?
I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection?
Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Like, if he was actually really innocent, you'd think he'd be acting more like, what in the fuck are you talking about, boy? Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason?
So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor to operate on me. Have him testify.
I mean, whatever.
Nick! Let's find out who his doctor is.
It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma. Perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. So if he had the surgery, he would have just killed the man who did it, operated on him. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. That's insane. What if he got shot like somewhere serious, like in the heart or the chest? Well, if he got shot in the heart, he'd be dead. But if he got shot like really badly. Oh well, I guess that picture showed that he supposedly got shot in the chest. I mean, that was just a depiction, like an artist's depiction. But I don't know if that's where he got shot. Ugh, nobody's that perfect.
So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane.
No, we couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Oh! I just realized why we have one specific evidence now. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere. But where?
This. Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot?
Do I bring it out now? Do I bring it out now? Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much.
What?
The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... Can I please? Von Karma is perfect. He went and risked surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it's unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I do, whatever. There's the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. I completely forgot this was a part. I was because early on I was like, why do I still have this metal detector? I should probably give it back. It's a good thing I forgot to give it back. Is that even possible? For all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. We could use his metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm gonna run this over you and see what we find. Oh, he's swatting. He's a sweating. Is it hot in here or is he nervous?
I refuse.
You refuse? What refusing this means? You acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Also, I think I take back what I said about his sprite being not as balding in the gallery scene. I think it still looks like he's balding. I take back what I said earlier. Order! 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 Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy.
The statute of limitations runs out in this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Get your ass over here.
Nick, what does this mean?
I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Oh, I forgot how piercing that sound is. It reacted. Something in his right shoulder. The bullet. His right shoulder. Mr. Von Karma? It was you. His right shoulder being the one that he's clutching? Or is it the one that his hand is doing the clutching of? His right shoulder. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter.
I was afraid this would happen. And so, I remained silent. Indeed, there was a bullet in my shoulder. Well, however, it has nothing to do with this incident.
What?
I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6.
Okay, it has to be his other shoulder, right? Because he wouldn't be moving around an arm that clearly has a bullet still lodged in it. It must, the fact that he's clutching it must still mean it hurts, right? So, his right shoulder, so it's that one. Okay, that makes sense. But, Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that?
Proof? No. I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here.
So he's always fucking clutching his goddamn jacket. It looks like it's as thin as silk or something.
Not I.
Mr. Wright! Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6?
Of course you can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence.
That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday.
No. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright.
No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma.
What?
You were close. one day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof!
What?
Who would have thought you would have dug your own grave trying to convict Edward? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof! La 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 la. Hey Maya, guess what this is? That's a bullet?
Where did you get that?
This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings. You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We can analyze both bullets. And then if the markings match, we would know that both bullets have been fired from the same gun. I mean, technically speaking, in order to analyze the bullet in Karma's shoulder, it would take longer than a day, right? Well, maybe it wouldn't take longer than a day. It would take a few hours to do surgery for it. And even then, doing the testing, it would take a few hours, wouldn't it? What happens if the whole day passes? When the statute of limitations run out? Karma could have held out, but no. The very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Maybe you can use something to use a magnet to pull the bullet out so it'd be quicker. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? I tried. It's late. I shouldn't have tried. That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. See, this entire time Karma was purposely talking like this! Because if he started screaming in his actual voice, Edward would know it was him, right? So...
Help, I can't breathe.
Quiet. I said quiet. You're not making this any easier.
Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you.
Stop breathing my air.
Get away. Get away from my father.
It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. I love how they flipped his sprite. You can see his hair bangs just flip because that's funny. Von Karma, it was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma? Edward! Only you weren't glad to find me! So it was you. I have to calm down. You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with the penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. Well, it could have if you fucking went to the doctor about it. Instead, you decided to be all like a pussy bitch about it and kill him. Kill his dad and... I'll bury you! I'll bury you with my bare hands! Death! 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 More like death for him. 15 years earlier. Chief Prosecutor, I'm sorry.
Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edward would be the one to catch you.
I was careless.
I'm sorry, but you'll have to be penalized.
Oh, give me that gold star back. No, my gold stars.
I've covered for you in the past, but not this time.
Edward! It was a shock like none I had ever known. Me? Penalized? It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Why did you try taking an elevator knowing that the lights were out? Or like the power was out? Did you think that you were there in closing time or something? And then there was a noise. Also, that means that the elevator was near... Are they? Wait a minute. Unless both sides were glass. Isn't there usually like 2 sets of doors for an elevator? The fact that it shot through... Well, I mean, I guess ignoring the fact that there's a second set of doors that would be there. That means that the elevator was actually by, like, an entrance where it could open, right? So really, literally no one tried to, like, open this elevator, like, pry it open during the blackout? Like, why was no one helping them? They were stuck in there for 5 hours. Don't tell me they didn't know people were in there. Surely it was a help button. Whatever. I don't know what things were like in 2001. I was in pain. A horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. Oh, if they held out for just a little longer. If they held out for just a little longer, they could have gotten out. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol laid at my feet. I knew then. It was destiny. You're an idiot. To reuse this fucking scene. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime.